Hey, how's it going? It's me, Bass Rider. In today's music tutorial, we're going to be looking at music theory. I'm pretty sure I mentioned in one of my other tutorials that at one point I was going to do a music theory video. So yeah, here it is. Also, if you find anything in this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and share this video if you have any producer friends. Okay, let's begin. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be doing everything in A minor, just because that's the easiest key to work with, because you only really need to use white notes, and then it doesn't get overcomplicated by having to use the black notes as well. So yeah, we're going to be doing everything in A minor. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what we call a triad chord. We call it a triad chord because it uses 3 notes, and it looks something like this. So this is a triad chord. We play a note, we miss a note, we play a note, we miss a note, we play a note. In this case, we're playing A, we're missing B, we're playing C, we're missing D, and we're playing E, causing this to become a A minor chord. So yeah, that's the first chord, and then you can basically use this same shape to create your other chords. For example, so now you've got a G major chord, basically the same shape that we used before, play a note, miss a note, play a note, miss a note, play a note. We're just doing it starting on the G instead of starting on the A, and then you can basically do that with all of your chords really. So you can do an F major, an E minor, a D minor, a C major. However, you cannot do a B minor because that involves a black note, and we're in the key of A minor, so that wouldn't be technically correct. So in order to do B, it becomes diminished, and I'll show you what that kind of sounds like. So that's what a diminished chord sounds like. I don't really use diminished chords in my own music just because they sound a bit dodgy, if you get what I mean. I'll play it again. Yeah, don't really know where I would use that. I mean, it does have its uses, but I haven't really used it. But yeah, the next chord I'm going to show you is what we call a sus chord. We have 2 sus chords. We have a sus4 and a sus2. So basically, um, if we take this G major chord for example, in order to turn it into a sus2, we take the middle note and we move it down. So now we have this. Or if we want to turn it into a sus4, we move it up. So we have sus4, G major, and sus2. You can probably hear the difference between each one. All of them are essentially the G chord. You're just moving the middle note around to give it a different vibe in order to generate a different emotion in your track. And you can do this on most of the chords, I believe. Now you've got a F sus2. Sus is short for suspended because you're suspending the chord by moving the middle note. So yeah, that's your basic sus chord. I use these loads. They just add so much atmosphere to a track instead of just using basic triad chords. I'll quickly make a short progression to show you what I mean. So we've now gotten A minor, an F sus2, a C major, and a G sus4. I'll show you what that sounds like. If I make the notes longer. So you hear it gives it emotion. If I change them more to just standard triads, then you hear it doesn't sound quite as emotional. So yeah. Then the next chord I'm going to show you is called the 7th chord. So if we go back to our triad theory, which is play a note, miss a note, play a note, miss a note, play a note, we then do that again in order to make our 7th chord. So miss a note, play a note. So we now have this, which is an A minor 7th. So all you're essentially doing is adding the extra note on to keep that play a note, miss a note, play a note thing going on. And then I guess you could also turn it into an extended one by either adding an A or a B. I don't really do that though, I just keep with the 4 notes. So then that's a 7th chord. You can basically do a 7th chord on any of the chords. So yeah, that's a G major 7th, but because it's got the B, D, and F going on, you basically turned it into a diminished chord. So, oops, you don't really want to. I mean, you can use it if you want, but it's going to sound like this. So best bet is to just keep this as either a standard major or a sus if you was to use the G. I wouldn't recommend using a G7 because it just sounds a bit shady. But it should sound okay on the F. Yeah, there you go. So that's a nice F major 7th. Which this is a good chord. I've used this chord before. My favourite variations of the F major chord are the F sus2 and the F 7th. So yeah. Then the next thing I'll quickly show you is what we call the relative scale, and what I mean by that is A minor is all the white notes starting on the note A, but C major is what we call the relative of the A, because C major is all the white notes but you're starting on a C. So basically that's all the notes if you're starting on A. And then again, you're still on the white notes, you're just starting on C. That's why we call it the relative. In every key, there's a major relative to the minor. Obviously, it'll be different based on what key you're in, but yeah, every minor has a major relative. So that's useful. Because then you know, if, for example, if you're in the key of C major, then anything from the key of A minor also works in the key of C major, which is a cool, useful tip, I guess. Then the next thing I'm going to show you is octaves. this is where you play the same note, but either 12 notes lower or 12 notes higher. For example, if I play this A, then you can also play a higher A as well. Or you can play a lower A. So then that is good for building up your chords, because then if I make A minor quickly, so we now have this, but then we can add the lower octave, so now we have this, and that just gives it a bit more body, and then you can even keep going. Like that. And then the last thing I'm going to show you in this tutorial for some basic music theory is what we call a augmented scale. This is a bit more advanced, I guess, but I'll still show you it anyway because I feel like you could use it effectively in your own tracks. So if we make we'll make a quick chord progression. So I'll just put some basic notes in for this chord progression. So this is A minor, F major, E minor. So that sounds like this. So then what you do to turn it into an augmented scale is you make the G note in the E minor a sharp note, so now we're actually going to use a black note. So then you have this. And this is a very commonly used trick. Believer by Imagine Dragons uses this trick where you add the one black note in to augment the E minor into an E major. And yeah, that's just some basic music theory that you can potentially use in your tracks in order to start making better chord progressions and stuff. So yeah, I hope this tutorial was useful. If you found anything in this tutorial useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and share this video if you have any producer friends. So yeah, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye!